Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyit dukkha bhag bhavet, durjana sajjano bhuyat, sajjana shanti mapnuyat, shanto muccheta bandebhyo, muktasyannan vimochayat. A universal prayer. May all be happy. May all be free from disease. May all receive what is good. May none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from bonds. And may the free make others free. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, 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 control. This morning our subject is Stories of Vedanta Monks, part 28. We are conducting the service through live streaming. As you know, the whole was in turmoil. We are passing through a crisis. We are suffering from worries and anxieties, fear and uncertainty. We are not seeing any ray of light or hope. Our faith is shaky. Hundreds of people are dying every day all over the world from this terrible coronavirus. We see government, our wonderful healthcare system, doctors, money cannot save our lives. Human beings, in fact, are helpless. People are running after food. Some are afraid of losing jobs. We see a deep cloud hovering over humanity. It reminds me of an incident of Swami Turiyananda's life. In Baranagar Monastery, most probably in 1887 or 1888, Swami Turiyananda was pacing on the roof of the monastery. He was passing through a deep depression. The whole place was covered with darkness. All of a sudden, the wind began to blow, and the cloud was blown away. And the Swami saw bright, full moonlight all around. And it became a revelation to him. He commented, there was darkness, but now it has gone. I see light. So in my life, for the time being, this kind of darkness and depression came over me, but it will go away. As I always say, tornado or hurricane do not blow all the time. They come and go. So this problem also will disappear. It will go away. We must have hope. As I always say, these three things are indispensable in human life: faith, hope, and love. Faith in God, hope for the future, and love for our neighbors and humanity. Now really we are passing through a crisis. Just 2 days ago, I read in the paper, a mother gave her food to her 2 children and went to bed with hungry stomach. It hurt me. It really hurt me. In this country, there is so much plenty, still people suffer from food, hunger. I sometimes say, we Midwest, if we produce food, we can feed the whole world. Anyhow, these days will go away soon. When human beings are helpless, when self-effort fails, the grace of God dawns. God will help us. We must have patience and keep hope in our hearts. And we must pray. Prayer is very, very important. As Jesus says, human beings do not live by bread alone. We need physical food, intellectual food, spiritual food. We must be nourished by all kinds of food. Sri Ramakrishna said, Khali pete dharma haina. Religion is not possible for the empty stomach. Food. This message of Vedanta, as Swamiji inculcated in our order, serve human beings as God. Those we have, help those who do not have nots. This love for each other is very, very important in this critical moment of our humanity. As I always say, American people are the most generous people in the world. We shall find out way. We must cultivate hope. That's all. Now I shall start my topic. From the diary, Stories of Vedanta Monks, part 28. As you know, it is a series of lectures based on the 2 volumes I worked, Prachin Sadhuder Katha, Stories of the Vedanta Monks. This is the book, the volume 2. Holy company is very, very important in a spiritual life. When Swami Vivekananda first met Sri Ramakrishna in November 1881, during that first meeting he sang a song, Man chalo nija niketane, samsara videshi videshi raveshi, brahmakanva karane. Then there is another line, I like it very much. সাধু সঙ্গ নামে আছে পান্থধাম শ্রান্ত হলে তথা করিবে বিশ্রাম পথভ্রান্ত হলে সুধাইবে পথ সে পান্থ নিবাসী জনে. Let us go back once more, O mind, to our own abode. Here in this foreign land of earth, why should we wander aimlessly in a stranger's guise? Then it is a long song. The lines I wanted to tell you is this. Companionship with holy men will be for you a welcome rest house by the road. There rest your weary limbs a while, asking your way, if ever you should be in doubt of him who watches there. So the holy people will guide us, will encourage us, will inspire us. That is the reason I started this series. As I always say, everything is not in the book. Sometimes we learn many things from these holy people. Swami Deveshananda recorded about Mathura Das, an illumined soul, Jivan Mukta, living free, lived in Kankhal, Hardwar, at the foothill of the Himalayas. It is a very interesting life. He was a Punjabi monk, left home in his early age, memorized Vichar Sagar by Nishal Das, a ocean of discrimination. It is one of the popular Vedanta books in Hindi language. And he was illumined. He used to live under a temple in Shoti Kunjo in Kankhal. He used to beg food from door to door in Hardwar area. After eating food, you see in India, monks live on Madhukari. They go door to door and beg food and eat. Somebody offered, "Father, don't you need, shall I give you some water?" No, water I can get in the Ganges. You only give me food. He had tremendous renunciation. Once he went to climb to the Chonji Pahad in Kankhal. I went there. Holy Mother also climbed to that place. He fell down from the landslide. And he has some wounds, and 2-3 days he was there. Swami Deveshananda inquired about him, and he came to know that he had an accident and he was lying down there. The Swami took a horse carriage, they call it tanga, flat platform, a horse tied with that some kind of wheel carriage. He carried that monk and put him into that horse carriage and brought to our hospital. And they did a surgery on him. He had no body consciousness. When the monk asked, "Hello, Baba," he was a Nanga Baba, naked monk. "Father, how are you?" I am fine. You cut my body, cut more. I don't care. Well, I realized that he had no body consciousness. Once he was seated in the Bilokeshwar Shiva temple. Those who have gone Kankhal, they know that place. I visited that place a couple of times. It is in jungle, a big Shiva, a small Shiva temple. He was seated there, and a monk nearby coughed, and a tiger jumped over him and went into the forest, into the jungle. Then he was shouted, then this Mathura Das told him, "Why are you shouting?" "Well, there is a tiger." "Well, the tiger was near me, he was lying down. Why are you so afraid?" "Well, are you not afraid?" "No. I did not do any harm to the tiger. Tiger does not do harm to me." Once a snake also crawled over his body. Then snake left. What a life we hear from these Vedanta monks. We know about Pavhari Baba, whom Sri Swami Vivekananda met in Gazipur, near Banaras. He used to live in a cave. I visited that place several times. Once a cobra entered the cave, people thought that he must be bitten by that cobra. Then after some time he came out from the cave, and somebody asked him, "We saw a cobra entered there, did it not bite you?" "Oh no, a messenger came from my beloved." We hear these fascinating stories of these Indian illumined souls They have no ahimsa, non-violence. They are established in that vow of non-violence. These are all fascinating stories. Swami Deveshananda writes, it was winter, raining, a cold wind was blowing. There was a little snow on the ground. And this monk, bare body, walking over it. And the Swami was covered himself with warm clothing. Asked Mathura Das, Father, don't you feel cold? Nahi, andar garam hai. No, I don't feel cold. My inside is warm. I am the Atman. I am not the body. Then Swami asked Mathura Das, why are you without clothes? Well, when I left home, I came with clothes. When cloth was torn, I asked somebody to give me a piece of cloth. He did not give. So I gave up putting on clothes. I had my kopin, that lion cloth. Since then, I never used any clothes. But you people do not follow me. Mathura Das told this Swami. You people do so much good work, philanthropic activities. You serve monks, poor people from the street. You follow your way. My path is different. One day there is a big bell fruit fell in our ashrama. We have a bell tree, mango trees in Konkal. So Mathura Das came and said, Father, shall I make some bell sharbat for you? In India, generally summertime, we make some, with buttermilk, they make this bell pulp. It is a beautiful sharbat they make. In our home also, we used to take that thing. Yes, Panau, make it for me. The Swami made. In the meantime, he left. Then taking that glass of sharbat, he went to that place where the Swami used to live. Father, you told me to make sharbat and you ran away? All right, give that sharbat to me. So he drank the sharbat and praised. Yes, you have some love and sincerity. Mathura Das told me that sometimes he used to go without food. But some Naga monks, Naga sect, sometimes 2-3 days they can go without food. He told me that there is some kind of leaves and some roots, lal tulsi, red tulsi leaves, and some kind of onion roots, some kind of thing, that kind of thing. If you paste it and drink it, or chew it, 2-3 days you will never feel hunger. And moreover, you will get nourishment, you will not feel weak. But he told me that I shall show you that route, but I did not get any opportunity to see it. Once one Swami Monishananda, our monk, mother's disciple, wanted to be with him. The Swami began to throw rocks. Don't come here. In the jungle, he used to live in a thatched hut. His bed was only straw. Some people would come and just spread some straw on that floor. There he used to sleep. No blanket, nothing. Amazing. In the Villokeshwar, near the Villokeshwar temple. Swami Monishananda. You know, when I was reading these books, I knew this Swami. He used to come to our Advaita ashrama. He was a very good cook. I remember it was 1953-54, Holy Mother centenary time. There is a big exhibition in Suryanabal in the central part of Calcutta. I I think first year college. So I went to see the exhibition. So I was watching all around, but I walked over the floor where there is some auspicious signs, diagrams, some paintings are there. So I walked over it. I did not see it. Then Swami scolded me. Hey, you have no eyes, don't you see? You walked over these auspicious diagrams. Maharaj, please forgive me. Later when I became monks, I remember that he scolded me. Very good sadhu. Some people try to imitate him. He said, don't imitate me. There was another monk came to our Swami Deveshananda Raj in our monastery. He was sick. He had some wound in his foot. So he asked, hey, put some ointment and make a bandage for me. So the Swami intentionally, with a finger, poked in his wound. Oof, it is pain. But why do you say that? You are the great monk. You say that you are the Atman. And now he understood that the Swami was making fun about his knowledge of Brahman. How samaj gaya. He used to say that you are trying to test my knowledge of Brahman. It is old age. Now I need some soft bed, some good food. He was also telling. But he was a very outspoken person. Sometimes we read, our Swami says, वो किताब में है, I am the Atman. But when I come to the practical level, we know that we have some body consciousness. There is another Swami came to our hospital, Swami Nivrittinath. Oof, what a his forbearance is incomparable. He was suffering from smallpox all over the body and repeating, Shivoham, 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 I am Shiva, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. But we are amazed seeing this kind of monk in the Himalayan region. Another time a monk came, he was suffering from cholera. He was asking me, just before death, make me sit, make me sit, make me sit. I don't want to lie down. So we put a seat and put his body, putting his back on the wall, and there he gave up his body through his willpower. When that death news spread, so many great monks came to pay respect to him. Then Swami told the story of Swami Jadavaనంద. He was a very what shall I say, not very restless, but very strong, powerful. He did not care for rules and regulations. Swami Sharadananda could not, only could handle him. One day in Udbodhan, opposite to those who have seen Udbodhan, opposite to the mother's house, there is a slum. And the slum people are making noise and shouting and quarreling at night and disturbing sleep of Holy Mother. So Sharadananda was very much concerned. He asked this Jadavananda, this monk, hey, Chokku, could you do something? How can we stop it? Maharaj, right now I can stop it. But how? See, he went there and threw some bricks on that tile roof of that slum. And those people started to shout and yelled. Then this Jadavananda told, If you make more noise, I shall break all of your roofs. Then from then on, they kept quiet. There was another monk had a smallpox. Swami Sharadananda was the general secretary. He was very concerned that who will look after him. This monk, I should say, is very rough and rowdy. But he said, Maharaj, I shall look after him. Sharadananda was so impressed, smallpox is so contagious. Look, this monk forgot his own body and going to serve another sick monk. Once Swami met many disciples of Holy Mother and Swamiji. Once Swamiji was coming from Calcutta to Belur Math, on the way he found a confectionery shop. They are making some luchi, kochuri, fried things and potato curry. So Swamiji was he was a Calcutta boy, you understand. Swamiji was asking, hey, he told his attendant, buy some fried things and the potato curry for me. So he bought, and Swamiji was eating. And then they came by boat from Calcutta to Belur Math. And when he got down from the boat, Swami Brahmananda was there. Swamiji was asking his attendant, hey, give some potato curry to Raja, means Swami Brahmananda. Swami says, we are so moved how Swamiji had love and feeling for his brother disciples. Wherever he finds anything good, he would always share with others. I must tell a few stories of Mathuranath. Swamiji's brother Mahendranath Datta wrote a short biography of Mathuranath because he knew him personally in Konkhal in 1920s, early 20s. He died in 1925, Mathuranath. Well, I asked him, understand, what is Vedanta? अरे सच्चिदानंद को समझो. Try to understand Satchidananda, existence, consciousness, bliss, absolute. I am neither the body nor the mind nor the senses. I am that Brahman. He realized that. One day a scholar asked him, what is the Atman? He kept quiet. In this connection, Mahendranath Datta wrote a story of Diogenes, the great ascetic philosopher of Greece. When Alexander, after invading various countries, announced all people should come and see me. All people went and asked, who did not come to see me? Well, Diogenes. My goodness. He was asked, will you not go? Well, no, the king will come to me. When Alexander went and asked him, who are you? Well, I am Diogenes. Who are you? Well, I am the emperor. Seeing his fearlessness, Alexander was so moved and asked two things from me. You really want to give me two things? Well, yes. I am lying down, you are standing and taking away my sunshine. Move from this place. And second thing I want, do not come to see me again. Alexander was so moved seeing this renunciation and boldness of this great ascetic monk of Greece. This monk was in a very high stage. people would stay on the street just to give him some food. People from various places would come to see him. Once a man gave him a blanket. So he was in his that thatched hut, he was lying down on the blanket. At night time a thief came and wanted to steal the blanket. So he told the thief, let me roll, you pull the blanket and then go away. So when he moved the other side of the room, and then they took up the thief took away the blanket. Then the next day that man came and said, Father, where is the blanket? A thief came and took away. Then another very reputable monk came. I have no peace of mind. I am a guru. I initiated many rich people, even the kings and many people. I have plenty of money. I have a big monastery. I have everything. But I have no mental peace. Madhuranath told him, money, name, fame are obstacles to your monastic life. They are now biting you like snakes. Give up. Renounce. Renunciation alone makes one fearless. Only that way you can get peace and bliss. This monk was a sthita prajna, gunatito. And his message, Sachidananda ka samjho. Try to understand what is the Sachidananda, Brahman, Atman. Next reminiscences of is Swami Sachidananda, Yogin Maharaj, disciple of Holy Mother. He was very close with the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, and attendant of Maharaj also. Raja Maharaj means Swami Brahmananda, was then in Vrindavan. And Swami Subhadananda was his attendant. So Subhadananda saw that Swami Brahmananda was meditating at midnight in the room. So Kuka Maharaj went there and pushed him. Maharaj, why are you meditating? This is not for you. Sri Ramakrishna gave everything you needed in spiritual life. Now lie down, sleep. Maharaj replied, Koka. Koka means boy. He was youngest among the Ramakrishna disciples. Koka, it is true, Thakur gave everything. But I must have to know what I got. When the father dies, the son tries to know that what bank balance, what real estate, what notes, treasury notes, what are the wealth I got from my father. They try to assess. So the spiritual treasures which I got from Sri Ramakrishna, I want to know what is this. You need tremendous spiritual disciplines to know Ramakrishna's spiritual heritage. If you are not spiritual, you cannot understand a spiritual person. Koka, you go and lie down. There was, in 1921, there was some kind of conflict among the two groups of monks in Benares. So Swami Sharadananda could not handle it. So Swami Brahmananda went there, and Swami Shuddhananda, who was an assistant secretary, he was also trying, but could not do anything. Swami Brahmananda went and told the monks, every day, morning 2 hours, after evening 2 hours, you will have to come and meditate with me. After meditation, there will be devotional singing, and questions and answers. He did not punish anybody, he did not take any kind of action against these groups of monks. But within 8 or 10 days, he lifted the spirituality in the minds of these monks and all the differences disappeared. You see, in our day-to-day life, sometimes we have frictions. These are all ego. When our minds go to the spiritual plane, we see unity. There is no friction. These are the stories we heard from directly from these monks. Swami Nirbanananda also told us this story. It shows how the disciples of Ramakrishna ruled the Ramakrishna order through spirituality, not through politics, through love, through affection. This young monk, Shambhidananda writes, Swami Brahmananda used to live in Balaram's house, and I used to live in Udbodhan, mother's house, maybe 5-7 minutes walk. Well, early in the morning, I used to go to Balaram Mandir. Maharaj used to meditate, and all monks would come there to meditate with him. After meditation, he used to ask the monks to chant some hymns of gods and goddesses. And he used to tell what to sing that day. Hari Haraya Namo, Krishna Jadavaya Namo, Jadavayo Madhavayo Keshavayo Namo, Hari Haraya Namo, Krishna Jadavaya Namo, Jadavayo Madhavayo Keshavayo Namo. This is the Kirtan Chaitanya taught his disciples. Then Swami asked the monks, chant this line. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna. Repeat it. You know, I was in France in 1971, and several times I went to France and stayed in our Grace Center. I cannot tell you what a beautiful atmosphere they created, this chanting this one line after morning meditation. Swami Ritajananda was there, Vidyatmananda ji was there, and the room full of French women and men and a few monks. And they used to play with tanpura and with the little cymbals. Still I remember that tune is still vibrating inside me. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om, Hari Om. I could not bring the tune, but it is so beautiful. After 5-10 minutes, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. It really, sometimes I felt that music and this kind of chanting can change the atmosphere. One day, it was by the side of the Ganges in Belur Math, the east side Math building. There is a bench. Maharaj was smoking his hubble-bubble. Swami Akhandananda, Shubodhananda, Ramlal Dada, Sri Ramakrishna's nephew, all are there. And they are making laughing, joking, and just telling stories. In the meantime, Swami Shuddhananda ji came and told Maharaj, you know, somebody should be in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. But nobody wants to leave Belur Math because they want to stay with you. Please ask someone to go because we'll have to send somebody there. Meanwhile, they do not want to work. Meanwhile, Swami Abhedananda was there. You remember Swami Abhedananda was in America for 25 years. He returned to India in 1921. It must be in 1921-22, that time. So Abhedananda immediately said, obedience is the first law of organization. He was firing that, these monks should obey. When Abhedananda came, Swami Brahmananda said, give him a chair. So Abhedananda gave some advice to the monks. When he stopped, Swami Brahmananda said, beautiful. Brother Kali, means Abhedananda, you said the right thing. These boys must obey whatever we say. But do you know, brother, when I look the faces of these young brahmacharis and monks, I ask myself, why have they come here? They are coming from very respectable families. These boys have more educational degrees than all of us. They had no wants in their home. Why did they leave their hearth and home, parents, and come to us? But do you know, brother, there is one thing in this world is wanted, lacking. That is love. They are asking, they are seeking, they are a little love from us. And I give that love to them. That is the reason they are here. You know, love and freedom, these are the two conditions of growth. How the disciples of Ramakrishna, how Ramakrishna tied his disciples through love. The disciples also tied the monks and devotees through their love. Love each other. Love one another. These disciples demonstrated. Sometimes Maharaj one day Maharaj told Swami Turiya, joking with Swami Abhedananda, how these boys have become like your slaves, you make them some slaves. Maharaj said, brother, let me tell you. These boys you see, they are around me because showing that for good food, which they serve me, I eat very little, they are seeking my food. Oh, you are making joke. Swami Brahmananda says, brother, let me tell you. These boys do not really, young monks, they really do not love me. They love me for my food. But they really love Swami Turiyananda. He fires renunciation, purity, monastic life. If you read his, he fires and they love him. So you also give some spiritual food and give some pep talk and inspire them, they will also go to you. Maharaj sometimes used to make joke. One day I told this Swami, Shambhidananda, told Swami Turiyananda, Maharaj, you people talk about God, others, but Maharaj does not talk. He mainly maintains silence and sometimes he makes some jokes and this and that. We do not understand Maharaj. Swami Turiyananda said, do you have any brain to understand him? Don't you see? Each disciple of Sri Ramakrishna is a Dikpal, unique in a spiritual realm. And all these young disciples of Ramakrishna are at the feet of Maharaj. I see with my open eyes that his whole inside is Ramakrishna. His skin and all these things you must see, but his inside is full of Ramakrishna. It is Ramakrishna is working through him. You people have no eyes to see. It was in Benares, 1922. Swami Brahmananda passed away. Swami Turiyananda went into silence for 2-3 days. Then he told, Maharaj left. We shall also leave. I shall, maybe another 3 months. Within the next 3 months, Swami Turiyananda also passed away. Swami Turiyananda told the monks, now this is your time, our time, we shall depart from this world very soon. Do you know what will come next? Karma chanchalya. Like restive horses, the flow of activities will come to the order. Tremendous activity. And that will continue, and it will spread. You see, Swami Brahmananda was, Sri Ramakrishna, they are a spiritual dynamo, a tangible spirituality. If you sit near a glacier, you feel very cold. You like it or don't like it, you will feel cold. Similarly, if you live with this personality, you will imbibe some kind of calmness, peace, joy inside. That we find in the lives of the disciples of Ramakrishna and all these great monks of the order. That we need in this present age. Peace, bliss, that comes from a spiritual life. Swami Bhumananda came from Dhaka to Udbodhan to discuss some of his activities with Swami Sharadananda. And he was a very difficult monk, so nobody could adjust with him. So they are leaving one after another. So Swami Bhumananda was telling Sharadananda, Maharaj, these monks do not obey, do not listen to me. Swamiji says, Atmana mokshartam jagodhitaya cha. A monk should dedicate their life for their own liberation and for doing good to humanity. And you people are not disciplining them, are not telling them anything. Then Sharad Maharaj, Swami Sharadananda says, well, listen. Swamiji says, Atmana mokshartam, first. One should just strive one's own liberation first. Then jagodhitaya, then do good to humanity. So you follow the first one. Then Bhumananda kept quiet. I met him few times, but I never talked to him. He used to live in Balaram Mandir. I am talking about in early 1960s, 50s, 60s. In Balaram's house, Swami Turiyananda was there for kind of treatment. Swami Gangeshananda introduced me to him. Swami Turiyananda asked me, Manushya Jivaner Uddeshya ki? What is the goal of human life? You see, Sri Ramakrishna's great message in the Gospel. Manav Jivaner Uddeshya Ishwar Labh. The goal of human life is to realize God. You might have any other subsidiary goals, but main goal is to realize God. When Swami Turiyananda asked me, I was puzzled. I could not say anything. Because these Swamis are revolutionary, you see. So we are thinking of the freedom of the country. So Turiyananda said, is it God realization or for the liberation for the freedom of the country? Which one? If God realization is your goal, along with it, do some work for the country and the countrymen. Otherwise, if you only work for the country, you will be confused. your goal will be disrupted. It was a Swadeshi Yug, when India's freedom movement started. I had that conflict, but Swami Turiyananda removed that conflict from my mind. It was in 1921-22. Mahatma Gandhi started this movement, non-cooperation. We shall not cooperate with the British so that their government will collapse. So Swami Bhumananda came to Sharadananda, Maharaj, such a great movement is going on and we should participate. And you people are keeping quiet. Swami Sharadananda told him, you are making the movement harm, we don't need to do it, you do. And we shall follow our method. Let Mahatma Gandhi follow his method. As you know, our organization has no connection with politics. It is Swamiji's order. All religious organization gets corrupted when it is connected with politics. Suresh Samajpati was a grandson of Vidyasagar, was a great writer. He criticized Swamiji's Bengali style of writing in Paribrajak, the Memoirs of European Travel, that book. It is in written in a very colloquial Bengali. Original is Bengali. That was the translation. So Swami Brahmananda at that time was in Puri, and this great writer came to see him. He was staying downstairs, but Brahmananda said, let him wait. And after some time, Swami Brahmananda came down and told this famous writer, sir, let me tell you, I am a little late because I was playing cards and it was a very exciting thing going on. That is the reason I could not come. This man was overwhelmed. But he is a son of Sri Ramakrishna. He is the president of the Ramakrishna order. And he told Akbar blank truth. He did not hide anything that he was playing cards. He became a great devotee of Swami Brahmananda. I have never seen such a person in my life who does not hide. You know, it reminds me that beautiful story of Buddha. 3 people want secrecy. The police, then priest and prostitute. Police, priest and prostitute. They have secrecy. Buddha says, in my religion there is no secrecy. It is just like open the light. Well, one day, Swami Vedananda, when he came to India, still sometimes he used to go for a walk with Western dress. So he was in his room after coming from walk, so I entered his room, Swami Shambhadananda says. And Swami became mad. Without taking my information, my permission, why did you come to my room? This young monk says, Maharaj, we are like your children. And you are the son of a Paramahamsa. Immediately Swami's mood changed. You are right. All right, put my pants in the right place. But Maharaj was very happy. The moment I remind him that who you are. Toward the end of life, Swami Sharadananda was seated on his bed, extending his 2 legs and dictating letters to me He was the General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Order. So I was writing letters. All of a sudden, through the Swami Sharadananda's room upstairs in Udbodhan, he was watching the Dakshineshwar. Then he began to talk. Mother left. I felt that my rib cages are broken. Then Maharaj Swami Brahmananda left. I felt the entire power left me, behind me, who is forcing me to work behind. But I'll have to continue my work. Because Swamiji made him the General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Order. Kaj, only work, work. All right, you have come. Finish that letter. He went on dictating that letter. This is also work. I'll have to do it. All right, continue. He began dictating the letter. One day, Swami Sharadananda early in the morning went for a little walk. So I followed him. From Udbodhan, he went straight to Balaram's house. And he was, very, very bulky body. He has some lumbago in his legs. It was hard for him to break down his knees. So Brahmananda was seated there. He knelt down and bowed down to Swami Brahmananda. Brahmananda was telling me, "Brother, what are you doing? What are you doing?" Swami Sharadananda said, "Maharaj, I have so much work and my physical problem. I cannot come to bow down to you every day. So once in a while I come to pay my love and respect to you. Please don't deprive me from this opportunity to pay my respect to you." Maharaj was very moved. These stories remind us that how to pay love and respect to the senior monks, which is extremely important. If you love, you will be loved. If you respect, you will be respected. These are the great teachings we learn from the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. Thank you. Om asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya avirabirma yedhi rudrajate dakshinamukam tenamam pahi nityam. Om shanti shanti shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Light us through and guide us evermore with thy loving presence. Peace, peace, peace be untold.